Here's a hint on what I'm reviewing today. Not got it yet? It's in the title, I mean, it's Warcraft. We're reviewing Warcraft. If you really didn't know what was going on in this video, you probably should have read the title. Advice for next time. But anyway, in this video I'm going to be reviewing the video game adapted to film, I don't know what I'm saying. Let's start that again. In this video I'm going to be reviewing the film Warcraft. I guess Warcraft the Beginning, that's what they've been advertising it as, but I've been seeing more and more advertisements, and even in the film where it's just been Warcraft, so I'm just going to go with Warcraft. It is based off the franchise of games that go under the name Warcraft. There's World of Warcraft, all these other variations of the game, but basically it's Warcraft. There's a lot of fantasy elements and crazy magic and humans, elves, orcs, you know, crazy creatures and other variants of things. And now maybe you're thinking, oh, Daniel, you know what you're talking about. You just named a few elements of the game that I may or may not have known about. And you may be correct. You may not be correct. I don't know. I don't know if elves are in the game. I played the game for maybe an hour and a half. That might be a stretch. I think I played the game for half an hour. I was like a panda bear and I ran around and that was enough for me. And I signed out. I deleted the application. I was done with it. It's not that it wasn't my game, I just never got into it. And the only thing that I will spoil about this film is that there are no panda bears. You know, spoiler alert. Kinda sucked. I wanted to see a panda bear, you know, wearing one of those hats and kicking some ass, but we did not see that. That did not happen in this film. This was a film, frankly, about humans and orcs fighting each other. And that's what happened. And it was pretty awesome. I ended up really liking this film. It was not a fantastic piece of filmmaking that I'll look in the past and go, wow, that was a masterfully made film. That was really well done. I can't believe that they were able to do so well with that. I'm not going to say that. It was a visually stunning film. There were some really cool moments in the film. It was quite brutal. It was quite dark. There were moments that the film kind of switched on me and I was like, whoa, I was not expecting that. It had some pretty badass action, some great world building, but the thing that the film didn't really get right was the writing. The film didn't get the writing right. It's not that it was horrible, because it wasn't horrible, but what they were saying didn't feel that tangible. It felt like they were going in circles with the storytelling, and I'm not just talking about the dialogue, which at times it felt palpable, but also in general the story writing, it just felt like they were going in circles half the time. I mean, he would go from one place to another and then back and forth. I'm like, why are they doing this? Why do you have to document that he's going here and then you go back to here? You could have focused on a story. A lot of things weren't necessary. And the film isn't that long. That's the thing. The film isn't that long. And there were parts that I wanted more of. And there were parts that I wanted less of. I mean, I wanted to see more magic. There was not enough magic for me. Because there was magic in this film, but they could have done so much more. Because I wanted to see this character learning more and possibly taking in the footsteps of the Guardian. And him, you know, becoming a much stronger force, and I wanted to see that. I wanted to see that further develop, and they kind of, I guess, do. And what they did with it was really cool, and I really like that character Khadgar. And from what I've seen, they are going to further develop this character throughout the next films, hoping that this film makes enough money to warrant a sequel or sequels, which I think is going to happen because of the international box office, but domestically, we'll have to see. I also would have been interested if they had included maybe a little more backstory to the orcs. But then again, I think the more interesting parts to me were the magical elements. They were more of the human-based elements, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I really liked the moments with the orcs. I loved some of the fights. There were only a few fights, but when they happened, they were pretty damn awesome. But maybe I could have done one more, and maybe a little less of them showing us the plotting of where they're gonna put their forces to take down the orcs. Now that I'm thinking about it, they had multiple shots of just showing this like chessboard and different little pieces they were putting, and you know, you didn't really need that. But sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. But also with the writing, there was a real collapse, and I noticed it with the last 10 minutes of the film. I feel like they didn't give it a very good ending. It kind of left the film feeling a little bit empty, a little bit disappointed. The whole film running up I thought was really good. I just think they didn't do enough with that ending. The ending was just a little bit bland. But I will say, if they do a sequel, I feel like that ending will have a better impact on me in the future, just because they're trying to build. But, you know, it could have been a little better for me. I don't know. I think Toby Kebbell did a fantastic job with the orc character Doroton. I think that's how you pronounce it, but he did a really good job. I don't think there were any stale moments with that character. I think he did a very good job at showing this conflicted and strong character who just really wants the best for his kind. That's his main goal, is for his kind to have survival and peace. But with the orcs, to get peace, you have to have war. He said that in the film. Another problem I had with the film was the relationships between characters. It didn't always feel that real to me. From the way the film was sort of setting it up, Doroton and Robert Kaczynski's character Orgrim, they are meant to be best friends, I think. They're meant to be like brothers, but it didn't really feel like it. I didn't see enough of them being together as these friends to see the different events that follow in the film and to be able to feel the conflictions that happen with the characters. I'm dodging these spoilers like Quicksilver dodged those bullets in Avengers Age of Ultron. Too soon? Probably. That was dark. That was real dark. I'm sorry. Although, I will say that Travis Fimmell's character, Anduin, had a great relationship with his son in the film. I think their relationship was really good, and even though it wasn't crazy built up, it was there, it was noticeable, and it was really well done, I will say that. Speaking of something well done, let's talk about the visual effects. I mentioned it there before. The visual effects in this film are fantastic. I was really interested in how they were going to be able to do the orcs and how they were going to make them look realistic in front of the humans, and I think they did a very good job. Of course, it's not there yet. The technology isn't completely there, so I'm not 100% thinking they're real, but it's getting there. It really is getting there. It felt very much like they were there with the humans, and then all the other creatures in between. I mean, I can't remember the different characters that were there. I think there were dwarves, if I'm right or wrong. I think there were dwarves there. The way you were able to see the face and how detailed it is, I really was impressed by expanding the universe by including different characters like that, not just having it the orcs and the humans. You had these big wolves, you had massive eagles. I can even remember there was an establishing shot where you had a little river and there was some type of creature there, and maybe he was fishing or something like that, I don't know, but he was like shouting, and I remember that. I was like, whoa, that's cool, that's a little creature there, and that sort of expands the universe. It's good world building. It wasn't like Zootopia where they give you so much to look at and so many areas that you were just wanting to explore. It was very interesting. With this, if they make more films, they're going to expand upon it, but for now, I was really happy with the amount of world building that they did. You had all these snow-capped mountains and these cities, and the visuals for them are fantastic. They look real. They look real. I can't say they look a little bit iffy. They look real. I see an eagle flying over a mountain. I'm like, that looks real. That looks like it actually is there. And it's not, but it looks like it. And then it gets even more impressive when you have the orcs fighting the humans, and how they're able to make the orcs look like they're actually hitting a human and absolutely destroying them, let's be honest. But I will say the humans did have a good chance of actually beating the orcs. It wasn't like a one-handed victory. The humans actually had a chance. And with that badass character Anduin, I was like, they have a pretty good chance because he's kicking some orc ass. And I know this is going to get quite technical here, but whenever the orcs went to hit someone, it was like, I don't know, there was a swaying motion. It was the way their whole mass sort of moved with them. And it felt very realistic, very tangible. The way an orc would move and the way it would turn its head and then its body sort of thing, it felt very natural. And that's the thing, these characters aren't just CGI. There were people doing performance capture for these characters. I watched interviews with people like Robert Kaczynski, and he talked about how you had to sort of walk as an orc. It wasn't just, you know, you walk normally and you fix it in post. They walked like orcs. They did their best to imitate the way an orc would actually be like. I also ended up really liking the score for this film. It works very well with the environment. It's got a fantasy feel. So now I'm going to give this film my rating out of 5. I've seen a lot of reviews for this film and they range from disliking the film, thinking it's mediocre, and liking it. And I am in the category of people who liked it. I think I may even go as far to say that I really like it. I think the film did a lot right, and it did quite a bit wrong. I mean, the script could have been better. If you're going to spend that amount of money, I think it was like $170 million budget, work on your script a little better. And maybe your ending could have been a little better too. I mean, if they don't make a sequel, the ending is just very bland. It's just, it ends and that's it. And maybe brush up a little better on your actors. It could have done with a little more world building. I wanted to see more magic. I wanted to see a little bit more. I guess with Harry Potter, you get a lot of the backstory, but it's done very well within the story of telling you about these different potions and spells, and it's very interesting to me. And I wanted to see a little bit more on that specific subject, but maybe not too much. I don't want it to take over the film. I just want it to shed a little bit of knowledge on different parts of the Warcraft universe magically, so that it just expands my thoughts of the universe overall, so that I feel more immersed in the environment that they're creating. But overall, I was very satisfied with the film. I think they did so many great things with the fantastic visual effects, great action where it actually was there, a score that immersed me in the universe, and great world building. So for that, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. What can I say? I was really entertained by the film. So if you've seen Warcraft, tell me what you thought of it in the comment section below. Tell me what you thought of my review in the comment section below. Hit the like button, tells me you enjoyed it, and subscribe because it makes me feel good and makes me want to do more videos. So hopefully enjoy my review of Warcraft, and I'll see you later, movie fans.